information on Scott. We look at tops for Bolton. And finds the 3-2 lead.
Andy Bolton
puts Marsh behind for the first time. And he wins the first game.
The match.
That's a great performance from Andy. It's typically him. When you look at the statistics and you put his reputation right next to it, they will mirror each other because the average is just shy of 89. He does that all the time. Really good doubling.
Oh, I reckon he must use, well, we know he uses a big flight, but they must be them quite thick flights that have no give.
Game, shot,
well,
and
that's the way to do
Taylor.
it. You don't get paid it overtime in this game. He's gone for the target, and another big average from Dom Taylor. 107.10. 183 140s. On the 19s, that leaves 84. I think he'd go down the treble 20. And the double 12 for a 103.
Game shot on the fourth leg, Mike Gillett.
Paul Hinks just checking that.
Scott Marsh has won his first game here in Group B on double 11. He was in control most of the time, and average-wise, he was ahead by 10 points. A couple of maximums in there, and plenty of opportunities at double, as you can see, 14 attempts. So they could be caught up by the likes of Cross. What a lovely dart that is from Tommy. Going full on Leonard Gates here.
Game shot on the second leg, Tommy Morris.
As he goes in and takes that second leg against Dom Taylor. This might have to hit. Word, that's a great single.
Plum in the middle. As
Game
that
shot on the
was.
fourth leg, Tommy Morris.
2 points. And to keep Tommy Morris on 0. Is it Juicy Wiggle time? Oh, it is, and there it is. 4-3 for Bolton. Worked super hard. Tommy Morris had a shot at the ball himself, and when you consider they were separated by one player missing the ball and one player hitting it, that just goes to show how good that game was. They were barely separated in the averages as well, and they were almost right 60. There. And he gets away with it. But Taylor
40.
will go back to the top of the table if he hits tops.
Game show
what another good performance and another ton plus average. 4 out of 9 on the doubles. And the scary thing is, with Gillett going up by 18 points from his first performance, that 100.5 average could have been better. Oh, and another slip from Marsh. He needed a single. And he's busted.
No score.
That's one of the weirdest busts I've ever seen. How do you bust 18 that way?
Game shot on the third leg.
There it is, a 2-1 lead for Morris with a break of throw, but preferably like to get it done in 1. Just so happens that he has gone out right there. Second dart gets a lovely deflection, and Marsh stays on 2 points, but his leg difference will go to -1. And funnily enough, Tommy Morris will go to 2 points and -1 as well. I've got a tour card, so he doesn't have a qualifier in his future. Might have a loss in his now, because that is another great performance from Dom Taylor. One of the worst games he's played in the last couple of days, and he still averages 95. So that's how good he is actually playing. He is still around about the high 90s for the day, and the doubling so far today has been borderline ridiculous. If he hits this, give him a prize. Oh, what's on earth?
The fifth leg.
What's on earth? 54.
For the match.
Would he be better off staying in rhythm there? Or stepping off?
And the match.
Hey, there it is. There's the gun. And he finishes the night with 4 points. He really enjoyed that, didn't he? I can tell you one thing, Mike Gillett did not, because now he knows he's only got 1 game left against Andy Bolton.
incredibly got the dreaded yips and sort of put them down for a while and got back involved.
Game on the first leg. John
we're seeing
Taylor.
why, with no financial reward.
I'm not even sure how I used to be able to afford it. I wasn't even earning that much money at the time.
Did once sit down and
Game
work out,
on the second leg. Scott Marsh
gets a 15 of his own with our second ton plus finish.
It's like 157s are. Oh, it's inverted. And it's on. It's wonderful. What a night he's had. He's been unbelievable again. He's loving it here at the Super Series, and why not? He has been so good that when he comes back on Friday night, he'll still be smiling from ear to ear. We'll talk about his stats come Friday night, but my word. And nobody likes odd numbers in darts.
120.
Oh, what's happened there?
To wrap things up.
Game shot on the match, Andy Bolton.
Does make it fall to an average of 93.41. Gillett, 84.67 in defeat, and it has been a tough night here at the Live Lounge for Mike Gillett, unable to pick up a single win this evening. Andy Bolton with that win, firmly in second place, just 2 behind the, well, unplayable at times, Dom Taylor. Well, let's have a bit of a summary with the boys up on the balcony.
Yeah, thank you very much, mate. And Paul, it's kind of the night you predicted at the start of it.
Well, sometimes we get it right. And sometimes you've got to look at the form and think that what is the likelihood of seeing what we've seen again? And as much as we want to see it sometimes, we hope that people do perform to the peak of their powers. I think it was really interesting to hear Dom on the balcony just a matter of a game ago saying that there are still things he needs to figure out. I'd like to know what they are, because over the last couple of days he's been incredible.
Yeah, not much wrong tonight for him. If we take a look at the results, we'll see that his name has turned gold in every single one of them, winning all of his matches. In contrast, as we've just witnessed, Mike Gillett losing all of his. Look, you can't really go out of Group B on the first night, but he's going to have to go for the card tomorrow, isn't he?
Yeah, I think what he's got to do is he's got to monitor the situation with Tommy Morris and with Scott Marsh and make sure that he betters what they do all night long. And I wouldn't feel too disheartened. I think he played pretty well tonight, Mike Gillett, but unfortunately when he played his best stuff, it was when other people were also playing their best stuff. All is not lost. We've seen people get through after a pointless Thursday night. I wouldn't be surprised if he was to nick that third spot.
Yeah, it's been Taylor and Bolton vying at the top, Gillett losing all his matches. But let's talk about the men in the middle for a moment. Tommy Morris, first of all, one of the most incredible darts that you will ever see at the Super Series. I mean, how on earth has he got this in?
I'm not really sure. Look at what he's aiming at. He's got maybe a centimetre, maybe 12 millimetres between those two darts. He's got to get it in between and then make it land in the double. He could throw that dart another 25 times and maybe 10 of them would end up on the floor. That is how intricate that shot was. One of the best shots I've seen this week, if not the whole year.
Yeah, and he lost his first couple of matches, but he really bounced back. And when he does things like this, he enjoys himself, doesn't he?
Doesn't he just? This is a great way to end a match. He is bouncy, he's vibrant, and he's got so many superlatives attached to him. Just look at that celebration. He's just great to watch.
Yeah, he's making an image for himself, isn't he, with that gun celebration as well. Look, that was one player on fire. What about a misfire? There was something kind of strange earlier when Scott Marsh, really made a mess of this.
Yeah, just a little bit. You've got 9 left. He wants a single 1, and then he goes down for a single 3 and hits the double. He's going to feel quite embarrassed about that. That's going to make the blooper reel. But that happens in darts. It's a very difficult game. Sometimes it's made to look easy by the likes of Taylor and Bolton, but every now and again he gets something like that, and he will hang his head in shame, but it happens to the best of us.
Yeah, well, speaking of Taylor making it look easy, how he signed off his evening was just typical of his week. This wonderful 157, check out.
Yeah, Chris Mason's been talking about these shots where they're going for the secondary treble first, but what we call now an inverted big out. Look at the smile on his face. he knows he's played well the last couple of days, and the fact that he was able to put the full stop on Thursday night and his second perfect day of the week with that 157, it's nice to see somebody doing that and that happy with it, because darts, when you're playing that well, is fun.
I'm not exaggerating. The stats that he's produced this week, with a big tournament going on, the Grand Slam of Darts in Wolverhampton, if he was in it, he'd be a danger, wouldn't he?
Yes, very much so. He's up around that 100 mark for a lot of this week. And here's the thing as well. He's now played 19 games of darts, and only twice has he averaged under 90. I mean, we talked at the start of the night where it was 13. Now he's gone through the card tonight with 4 more performances over 90. If he goes through the card again tomorrow with averages over 90 again, we're talking about one of the best weekly performances we have ever seen.
Yeah, winning night for Dom Taylor. Also a winning night for a few lucky punters out there. Anyone who followed the bet builder this evening will see that it all came in. And again, you said you quite liked it. Paul, you're on fire yourself tonight.
Oh, I'm not taking any credit for this, but when you look at some of these outcomes, I know they've all come in, but you look at what the strengths and weaknesses are of certain players, whether it's 180s, whether it's how they're playing. And I think the way that that was chosen tonight, and obviously the punters got it right as well, because that's a selection of what people were thinking of tonight. So it was spot on. And the odds at just short of 4-1 were very inviting, I think.
Yeah, the third winning bet builder of the week. But don't think it will happen every single session. Always gamble responsibly. 18+, begambleaware.org for more information on safer gambling. Right, in terms of the table then, this is what it looks like. Halfway stage. Said you can't really go out of this group on the first night, but you can pretty much go through, and that's what Dom Taylor's done, really, isn't it?
Yeah, Dom, the way he is playing, you know for a fact he's going to get more points come Friday night. But I think he's earmarked winning this group just to send a statement to the rest of the field and maybe tell Victor Tingstrom it's not going to be your week, pal. Just get the feeling they're on a collision course, and maybe Andy Bolton's got something to say about that. But yeah, this is an intriguing Friday night ahead. And all before that, we've got Group C as well. Yeah,
well, let's have a look at the table for that group. That gets back underway tomorrow, 1 on the MODUS Super Series YouTube channel, 1 p.m, and then 2:30 on Sporty Stuff TV. Jamie Kelling got 8 points in that group with 4 wins from 5, but 3 players on 6 right behind him. Adam Mould still in the mix as well.
Yeah, this is a really interesting group in a different way, because you've got a former world champion in Scott Mitchell outside of the qualifying spots, but he has got 6 points alongside Ursland, Lipscomb, and Mould is 2 behind. He's got to raise his game for me on Friday afternoon. I think he was just a bit too susceptible and he was missing too many doubles. So that's got to change. But of those people in the chasing pack, I'm still looking at the likes of Mitchell and Ursland to cause the most problems for Jamie Kelling. He's going to be a very happy camper, because the way he played today, he was fantastic.
And whoever gets through for Saturday, there's all sorts of potential stories. We could have a couple of Swedish players in there. We could have Mitchell against Morris. Of course, they've got a little bit of a friendly rivalry going on as well. Andy Bolton has been brilliant on that stage many times. And then this dominance we're seeing from Dom Taylor.
Plenty of stories, plenty of intricacies about it. And no matter who makes it through, alongside Victor Tingstrom, we're going to be in for a great Saturday night. I really can't wait. It's going to be a great day for the ladies. Obviously, they're playing the ADC Tour finals on Saturday afternoon. And then we've got the final of week 2 to look forward to. So it's a great week of darts all round.
Yeah, make sure you're with us watching how it unfolds. But want to see who gets there, then join us tomorrow, as I said, 1 p.m. on the YouTube channel for the conclusion of Group C, 2:30 on Sporty Stuff, and then again at 10 p.m. on both of those platforms for the finale of this Group B, in which Dom Taylor, well, the Tower, has got the power. Good night.